allows her position to be taken over by radical far-left socialists, or worse, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, especially when the senators and all of these other people have actually done what they're accusing me of doing, which I didn't do. I'm going to have Mike Pompeo say a couple of words.
We're going to chat about what we just heard from President Trump, and when he starts speaking again, we will go back to him at the Intercontinental Hotel in Midtown in New York. First of all, we should just note that he said a lot of things that were not true. And there is a big difference between senators saying, as you were talking about, we will withhold aid unless your country starts cracking down on corruption, versus we will withhold aid unless your country starts investigating these political opponents of mine.
Completely. And again, having a domestic political issue entangled into any foreign affairs discussion is never a good idea, and in some cases could rise to the level of all the kerfuffle we see here today. It is, I think, a dangerous thing to accept that this is the normal way that business is done. It's not. Yes, there's lots of, if you don't change, you won't get the missile systems. If you buy the SA-400s from Iran, we'll cut your aid. That happens every day in good.
Is head and shoulders one of the most serious and urgent allegations that we have seen come out of this administration to date. And so I think it's completely understandable that we've seen this. I think it's an allegation that frankly has united more members of the party on impeachment than any other. And so for that, I think it's an understandable decision that we make. That being said, I do think it's important that we continue to tell the story of the other violations, of whether it's emoluments, whether it's having diplomats staying at Trump properties. I think all of these things need to be looked into, but this Ukraine allegation is incredibly serious and very urgent. This is a very serious matter of national security. We are talking about the president using the full power of the United States government in order to pursue and manufacture a politically motivated investigation against a political opponent. But what also makes this urgent is that this is about something that is going to happen, the 2020 election. We have the opportunity to act now to prevent a profoundly destabilizing action and intervention in our democracy before it happens. And I think that is a profoundly urgent action that we need to take right now.
Not at all. No. Look, she's lost her way. She's been taken over by the radical left. She may be radical left herself, but she really has lost her way. I spoke to her about guns yesterday. She didn't even know what I was talking about. She's not interested in guns. I'll tell you what, Nancy Pelosi is not interested in guns and gun protection and gun safety. All she's thinking about is this. She's been taken over by the radical left, the whole Democrat Party. And you take a look at what's happening in the media today. The whole party is taken over by the left. And thank you very much. My poll numbers have gone up, but I don't want them to go up for this reason. When they look, and when you see what's happening, people are really angry at Democrats. They're really angry at the Democrat Party. And things like, as an example, drug pricing, getting drugs down. Things like gun safety, infrastructure. The Democrats can't talk about that because they've been taken over by a radical group of people. And Nancy Pelosi, as far as I'm concerned, unfortunately, she's no longer the Speaker of the House. Thank you very much, everybody.